Good afternoon, future JMU students. My name is Dr. Tim Miller. I'm the Vice President for Student Affairs here at JMU, and I get to host this amazing panel of current students. So we're going to jump right in. We want to make this as efficient as possible. We know it's a beautiful day outside, and you probably want to enjoy that, and I'm sure these students want to enjoy it too. So let's start with introductions of everyone on the panel, and then we're going to dive into questions. As you all have questions, please just put them in the comments and we'll pull all those in. Anything we don't get to today, we'll get back to you on, and I'll be sorting through all those questions during the session. So with that, we're going to go straight to our introductions. So students, go ahead.
Hi everyone, my name is Kayla Edwards. I am a junior health sciences major, political science minor from Chesapeake, Virginia. I'm involved in a lot here on campus, but the two main things are the Madison Society. It's a club here where we promote spirit traditions, and I'm a student assistant to Dr. Miller.
Hi everyone, my name is Emily Snyder. I'm a senior interdisciplinary liberal studies major with minors in elementary education and history. I'm from Haymarket, Virginia, and on campus I'm also involved in a lot, but I mainly am involved in the Office of Residence Life, Sigma Alpha Iota music fraternity, and I am part of Dr. Miller's student advisory board.
Hi everyone, my name is Becky DeVille. I am a senior psychology major with a family studies minor. I'm from Alexandria, Virginia, and I am involved in the Marching Royal Dukes, where I'm currently a drum major. I'm involved in Sigma Alpha Iota as well, and then I'm also in Psychi, a psychology honor society, as well as the student advisory board.
Hey everybody, Adam Mears. I'm a business management major here at JMU, kind of from all over the place. My family lives up in Woodbridge right now, so I guess I'm from Woodbridge, up in Nova. I'm also involved in a lot like everybody here. I'm a hall director in the Office of Residence Life. I'm an Army National Guard soldier and ROTC cadet here at JMU. I facilitate for a group called Outriggers out of the Student Activities and Involvement Office. And then this is big news that a lot of people haven't heard, but starting tomorrow, I will be Dining Services Training Coordinator. So that's me.
Very cool.
Hi, I'm Josie Kupski. I am an international affairs major with an Asian studies minor. I am from Chantilly, Virginia, and I am involved with the Marching Royal Dukes as well. I'm a visual section leader, and I'm also in Sigma Alpha Iota as the vice president of virtual.
I didn't know ahead of time we had such a big Sigma Alpha Iota representation here, but I'm glad we do. So as you all continue to think about questions, we're going to do a quick video for you. It's a day in the life. This was recorded before COVID, so it's going to give you a sense of what things will be like this fall when we come back and we are in person this fall, which that is what will happen here at JMU is in-person classes, in-person life. So this will be a good chance for you to see what life will be like this fall when you come to JMU. So we'll go off screen here and we're going to show you a quick video and we'll be right back. So think about your questions.
My favorite part about living on campus is just you're kind of around everybody, so you're able to make connections and just meet people and build relationships. In the dining halls, they actually try and promote little stations and hubs where you can have a healthier food options than the regular norm. Sometimes it's really easy to eat the same things, but when you really look at it, there's a lot of variety and there's a lot of things you can do to switch up your meals to have so many different options and menus and varieties you can choose from.
One thing I wish I knew before coming to JMU was just how big the campus was. The bus system is great, so that really helps in cutting down the time that it takes to get from one end to the other. The ICS buses, intercampus shuttles, are running every 5 minutes, and that makes it super convenient.
I love my dorm. My roommate is amazing, and the people in my hall, they just welcome me every time I walk in. We sit together in the lounge and do homework, or we'll just hang out and get to know each other, and it's a great opportunity to meet other freshmen.
Living with other people and being so close to your classes and just being in walking distance to everything that JMU has to offer.
It's a place where you can grow. But even your hall mates, they all want to see do better, be the best version of you. And I think I've really found that here at JMU. Couldn't imagine myself being anywhere else.
All right. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that. Again, a good sneak preview of what the fall will be like. So one of the biggest questions that comes up all the time, so we're going to start with that, is where's the best place to live? And I always argue that everyone will tell you someplace different because everyone lives someplace different. But what I'd like to do is have all five here sort of share where they lived, why it was a good place to live, et cetera, because I really do think this has a lot more to do with attitude than geography. But I want all of them to share, and we'll do the same order we did for introductions. So Kayla, we'll start with you.
Yeah, so I, in a way, got lucky, as a lot of people would say, because I lived in Gifford Hall, which now isn't even freshman housing, it's upperclassmen housing. But it's a Jack and Jill suite, AC. I lived in the learning community, ROOP, which was the teaching learning community. My roommate was. And so I just got lucky and like kind of tagged along. And it's literally right off the quad. So it was convenient to everything my freshman year, all my gen eds and that kind of stuff. So yeah, go Gifford Hall. But I know a lot of people are going to say a lot of other things. So.
Well, it's sort of funny you say that, Kayla, because I also lived in Gifford Hall my freshman year, involved in ROOP as a residential learning community, and I could not speak any higher of that building. I loved living off the quad. Living in the Bluestone dorms is incredible, and I've actually lived on campus. This is my fourth year because I got involved with the Office of Residence Life after that. Living on campus just poses so many amazing opportunities for you to be able to walk around campus, and living right off the quad for me as a first year was quite possibly the best experience I could have imagined.
So I lived in Hillside Hall freshman year, which was kind of a hidden gem because it's slightly off the quad and it's also really close to like the village and it's a decent walk from East Campus. So Hillside, hidden gem, it's hall style, it's really nice. And I was an RA just my sophomore year and I was in Chapelier Hall, which is in the village. And everybody's kind of like, oh, the village, I'm nervous. But honestly, it was a great time. Living suite style puts you really close to a lot of people and you meet really, really good friends living just right next door with them.
Well, unfortunately, you can't live in the best place to live at JMU as a first-year student because the best place to live at JMU is Wampler Hall. That's the hall I direct. But so I've lived in Chesapeake, Hillside, and Hoffman, and my favorite was probably Hillside. Really great connection. I was an RA in Hillside with the folks on my floor just because of the way the building is designed. And then for me as a business major, it was a very short walk over to Shoker Hall and now Hartman Hall as well. But great location for a place to live, right next to food, right next to classes, and a short walk over to UREC. So Hillside was probably my favorite.
As a freshman, I lived in Eagle Hall, which has a reputation, but honestly, I would not have traded my freshman experience for the world. I met my greatest friends. We got so close living together, and it was honestly so fun to be living in that kind of community for my whole freshman year. And then my sophomore year, I lived in Grace Street, which has amazing apartments for upperclassmen, and they are so nice, and you have your own kitchen, and it's amazing.
All right, so as you can tell, everyone's willing to fight for their own building as the best place to be. So really, it does come down to having a good attitude about where it is instead of thinking, oh, I can't believe it's here or there. So we have a lot of questions that have come in. So we're going to try and go through these quick. Emily, I'm going to give you the first question from Dylan about how you become an RA.
Yeah, so I actually was an RA for 2 years prior to this year where I became a hall director. I was an RA involved in Grace Street Apartments on Grace, which is what I'm currently living in. And then I was an RA in Chesapeake. Becoming an RA is such an amazing opportunity to be able to work with students on campus that are excited about living on campus. So once you're a first year, you can look into the application process towards the end of your fall semester. There's an application that you fill out. You have an interview with some of the pro staff, some of the HDs currently involved at JMU, and then hopefully you get the position. It's an amazing opportunity to be able to work with students of all different backgrounds and all different organizations on campus and get to learn more about our community here at JMU.
All right, great. So we have a great question from Jackson we're going to hold on to for a little bit. Jackson want to know what made you all choose to go to JMU. It is a good question, but we're going to wait for that one for a little bit and sort of build the anticipation of that. We're going to jump to David, and I don't know who wants to answer this one, but David wants to know what is the best burrito place. So we're going deep here right off the bat. So I appreciate David getting into this, and this will cause some fights, I think. So because there's a number of different options. So who wants to talk a little bit about burritos?
can real quick.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Kayla. My favorite place for Mexican food on campus is D Hall. They have like this really good, like small kind of Mexican place with nachos. I don't think I've had burritos. I think I've had tacos there before that, and those are really good.
Kayla?
Yeah, so I'm gonna say the stereotypical answer of I order mine from Chipotle. But I will say there are a lot of good like local taco places around, more than burritos. I'm not really, I mean, I'm a burrito gal, but I prefer tacos. So there's a lot of really good local taco places.
All right. Anyone else? I will just note, as an old school person, El Charro is one of my favorite places to go. It's out in the community, but so good, very good burrito I had the other night there. Huge fan. So, all right, Adam, this one's Taylor built. I don't know if it's Dina or Dinah. I'm going to assume Dina. So, do you guys know if ROTC students are limited to what residence hall they can live in, or can they live in any residence hall? Adam?
Yeah, so ROTC students can live wherever. I think we've got at least one ROTC cadet in every single area, residential area here at JMU. There are some years, and this wasn't one of those years, where JMU ROTC will try and partner with Residence Life and create kind of like a learning community, but that's not something you're limited to. You're able to live wherever you want to live as an ROTC cadet here at JMU.
All right. And then Meadow has a question that Becky's going to answer. What are the shortest versus longest walking lengths? I assume that, and then to get from dorm to where your classes are. I mean, so sort of, it's really hard because it honestly depends on which class and which residence hall, but Becky, why don't you give that a shot?
So I just had to explain all of this to my sister because she's a freshman this year. So I just did this whole little thing. But I'll shorten it into a way like I feel like it's kind of easier. So if you feel like you're kind of like science heavy classes, you're probably going to want to be somewhere on East Campus because that's where all of those sciencey like academic buildings are. If you are in business heavy classes, you're probably going to want to be near the business building. So I'd suggest Village or like Lakeside. And then really any other major, Hillside would be great. The Quad would be great. Anywhere on main campus, Village. Emily, I don't know if you had anything to throw in with that.
Yeah, so I actually lived in Chesapeake Hall last year, and I'm an education focus, which has classes in Memorial, and it's literally the very ends of campus. It's honestly miles apart, and I found no trouble with it. I really utilized the intercampus shuttle system to be able to get around quicker, and it also was a nice exercise just to be able to experience the campus and walk sometimes, cross through the Quad a little bit, see some of our nice areas. So I didn't really find too much trouble in it, even though I was literally on the very ends of campus.
All right, we're going to do we got a lot of questions. So I was going to do everyone for this one, but I don't think we can. So question 6 is from Brianna. What is something you think sets JMU apart from other schools and makes it special? I saw a couple people Becky, why don't you start? And then Josie will have you go too.
Josie, I'm so sorry if I steal your answer, but I think it's the community. I think that is what sets JMU apart, hands down, any day, is the people that make it feel like home.
Yep, my answer is exactly the same. We are called the Friendly City for a reason. Everyone here is so nice. When I was touring all of my schools as a senior in high school, JMU stood out as the friendliest city and community to be a part of.
I'm going to let Adam take the number 8 because I think the answer is they're all the same. But Adam, the question is from Tommy, which hall has the best internet?
Yeah, I actually don't have like a funny, snarky, competitive answer here. We contract with Apogee for internet, and the coverage for every hall is the same no matter the size of the hall. Like I said, I've lived in some of our biggest halls and some of our smallest halls, and my internet experience has been perfect in every single one.
All right, I'm going to do 7 just real quick from Dylan. How would we get notified if someone gets COVID? Dylan, it's a hard question because are they your roommate? Are they not? In general, you won't necessarily know if someone randomly gets it unless they live with you and suddenly they're now in an isolation residence hall. So then you would know then. And if you're not a contact with them, you wouldn't know. I would also say for the fall, I'm hoping that won't matter very much because my hope is that most everyone will be vaccinated and all that. So Dylan, I would say let's talk in the fall if we still need to, but my hope is that won't be something we have to worry as much about this fall. Now we have question 9 from Allie. or Ali, I'm not sure which. What are the student resources you use the most? Kaylee, we haven't heard from you in a minute, so let's start with you and then Emily on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna plug a resource that I feel like people don't use enough that I think is very helpful, and that's the counseling center. Yeah, everyone's yeah. I especially right now, a lot of people everyone's going through it, no matter the situation, whether you feel like you are better off than a lot of other people or if you feel like you're not. And college is it's definitely a different state of mind during just in general, let alone during a pandemic. And so a lot of people don't use it enough. They'll literally set you up with counselors off campus to do long-term counseling if you need, or even if you just want to talk to someone for 2 hours, you can do that as well. They offer so many programs like Anxiety 101, where it's just like a hour-long meeting like program. You can talk about like coping mechanisms, things like that. And I feel like, it's helped me a lot, and I feel like a lot of people don't use it enough. So I wouldn't say I use it the most, but I would say that's one that is underutilized that people should use more often.
Yeah, I like that you brought that up, Kayla, because I was also going to plug the Counseling Center a lot. I think it's a wonderful service that we have here for students. I've utilized it myself a little bit, so I think it's just incredible. I cannot speak higher of that. Something that I also was going to plug was some of our involvement type of resources on campus. So I really follow the university program board, that they put out a lot of events and things for students on campus. And if people from off campus want to come and join, they can too. We have a lot of fun like karaoke nights and things like that. And I think with mental health, that's something that really helps me on campus to be able to go to those types of activities as well.
All right, food is starting to take over the stream here. So let's do a couple food questions. So first, Amanda wants to talk about being a night owl and what dining room areas to pop in and get a very late night snack. So I think Kayla, you had said that you would be willing to take that. And then if anyone else wants to jump into the late night food, you can.
Yes, I'm very much a late night snacker. And by, I believe, 9 o'clock normally, the all you can eat dining halls are closed. And some of the other ones close around 10 or 11, like Chick-fil-A, stuff like that. But there are always places that are open, whether it be Mr. Chips, which is kind of like, I describe it as a 7-Eleven without the gas. Like just like a little convenience store. You can go in, get your snacks, the cookie dough, milkshakes, ice cream, Hot Pockets, Lean Cuisines, you name it, it's in there. And that's not including like the chips, candy, XYZ. And that's all included. You can use your dining for all the food stuff. So if you want to blow your dining on that, 10 out of 10 recommend, because I've done it. Let's see what else is open. Just like more of like those pod markets are open as well. And there's so many local places that are open that will do DoorDash or that you can just go to. So yeah, there's a lot of options around.
And is there anyone here who's a Steak and Shake person who wants to talk about their sort of outside window thing?
I can do that. I don't know why that blinked my mind. So Steak and Shake after midnight is open till 2 a.m. There's like a little outside window. You just walk up, get what you want, burger, fries, shakes. I think they do chicken tenders as well. The whole shebang. Go get it late at night. It's so worth it. And there you can do punches as well. So if you looking for punches late at night, that's the place to be.
Okay, so this is the next question that might cause a little fight here. Josie, I think, wanted to take first shot at it, but Kendra wants to know which is better, Billy Jack's or Jack Brown's. But then let's take that question, go a little bit farther after you sort of lay down what you think is the thing here. Don't forget to mention Sticky Nugs. And then from there, can we then talk about downtown eating, where you all go off campus to eat? So go ahead.
I will have to choose Billy Jack's only because I have been pescatarian for a whole year, and Billy Jack's offers sticky shrimp, which is a great alternative for me. So I get to eat whatever I want whenever we go out. But out of all of the downtown dining options, we have a lot of really cute restaurants downtown. I really like Bella Luna because that's really nice, nice thin pizza. It's so good. You have to try it.
I can hop on this one too. I'm also a Billy Jack's fan. Sticky Nugs, hands down, any day. They're like little nuggets. They put like a bunch of different like flavors on. They're awesome. But also downtown eats. I had never been to like a Benny's before. I know it's like a chain in some places, but we have a Benny's pizza downtown, and the slice of pizza is like as big as your head, and it's only $5. So 10 out of 10 would recommend. And then also Klein's Dairy Bar. We have 2 locations. There's one downtown, and then there's one a little bit further down the road, further away from campus. But you have to try Klein's if you're ever in Harrisonburg. I mean, come to JMU, like be in Harrisonburg, but go to Klein's. They have like rotating flavors of the week of ice cream. It's awesome.
I am excited about all of those answers. All right, so let's go back to, let's see, we had, what is the best part of living near Harrisonburg from Bella? Emily, do you feel comfortable starting with that one? And then we'll see if Becky also wants to jump on it.
Yeah, sure. That's totally great. So I love living in Harrisonburg because of how I love hiking and like exploring and stuff like that. And the area surrounding Harrisonburg is so incredible for that kind of stuff. It's really nature filled. We're in the Shenandoah Valley, so it's beautiful. We also have amazing sunsets on campus. That's just random, but I absolutely adore it. But being close to Harrisonburg in the downtown is so fun too, because there's a lot of little shops. You can go and support local businesses. Like everyone was saying, there's a lot of awesome places to eat downtown. Absolutely incredible. And honestly, if there's anything that you want in the nearby area, it's super easy to get there. We have a shop shuttle, which is like one of our little buses that'll take you to like Target, Walmart, those kinds of things. So you can really go anywhere in the Harrisonburg area. It's all within like a 5 to 10 minute little travel trip. But even walking from campus, you can walk downtown to all the places that we were mentioning earlier. It's like a 10-minute walk, maybe. I walk sort of fast, so maybe like 15 minutes. But yeah, it's really accessible to get to everything in the Harrisonburg area and even right outside, like I was saying, some of the hiking stuff.
And I can attest that Emily walks fast. We went to dinner the other night and I was trying to keep up, and I tend to think of myself as a pretty fast walker, and I'm pretty tall, so my legs are long, but I was breathing heavy when I got to D Hall that night. And you started answering Kylie's question too. So Becky, I'm going to put you on the spot both for the best part, but then also Kylie was asking about walking distance. Is there some kind of ride service through the school, if you don't mind throwing in there as well?
Yeah, so I mean, Emily kind of stole my answer for the best part of Harrisonburg. I mean, that was it. But for the ride service, so we do have buses. We work with the Harrisonburg Transportation. There's shuttles that run through campus to get you to your classes. There's shuttles that run all throughout Harrisonburg. They'll take you shopping. They'll take you literally wherever in Harrisonburg you need to go. And then there's also a lot of Facebook groups that you can get connected in that will get you rides. I know there's like a JMU ride share that'll get you home. I mean, you can post in that and be like, can somebody take me to Walmart? And I'm sure somebody will. So there's lots of resources for that.
All right, Adam, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Miles wants to know about how students are matched with roommates for their first year. And can we just talk about finding a roommate in general? I'll admit I tend to be one of those ones that say, don't trust what you read on Facebook, trust the process that we have here. But I don't know if you'll feel the same.
Yeah, so there are a lot of ways to go about it. You've probably seen a lot of folks talking on Facebook, and the JMU class of, oh my gosh, what is it now? Is it 25 now? Wow, I feel old. But yeah, so you've probably seen a lot of folks talking and trying to find roommates in that Facebook group. But when it comes down to it, there's going to be a lot of stuff that's missed in maybe a 2 or 3 minute conversation in Facebook. What our process does is honestly very similar to like dating apps. Is you fill out kind of everything you're interested in, kind of your hobbies, your habits, maybe when you stay up, when you go to sleep, how you like things in terms of cleanliness, where you store things, stuff like that. And what our system will try and do is match you with an individual that those habits and hobbies and cleanliness and stuff like that fits with best. I went random my first year and I found a great friend doing that. So that's pretty much how that works. I believe in StarRes, our system for room selection and roommate stuff. In StarRes, you do that, you get matched with a roommate, you find out who it is, you reach out, and you begin a lifelong friendship. I know Emily knows a little bit more about it than I do, so she wants to hop in with anything I miss, feel free. But trust our process. Definitely trust our process. It works well, worked for me, works for a lot of people I know, works for my residents.
Emily feels good about your answer. You got a thumbs up. All right. So this one's going to take a minute. So Amanda wants to know, can there be a list of places that you guys recommend? So let's do this for that one. One, we'll just mention, as someone said to me, there is actually a website, downtownharrisonburg.org. On there, you just do the experience downtown and click on eat, and it gives you all the places. But what I'd like to do is put these guys on the spot. And if each of you can think of if you could only eat at one place downtown, what would it be? And you can put it in the chat. So you've got a couple minutes to think about this, and then I'll report that list out to the whole group. So, you're like, oh, I can only eat one place this next week. What is it going to be? And then I'll report back. Oh man, there's already two people voted on the same thing already. This place is winning. So while you're doing that, we're going to stay in the world of food. Actually, no, let's do the food again. So how do meal plans work? Sarah wants to know how meal plans work. Some of you have lived on campus for several years. Who wants to take the meal plans work question? Emily, Kayla, go ahead.
Yeah. So I did a variation of meal plans while I lived on campus for 2 years. My first year, I did 14 swipes and 275 dining. So basically, you can use your swipes for all you can eat, so like D Hall and E Hall. But you can also use them for punch deals, where sometimes you can go to like Chick-fil-A and get a combo meal instead of using your dining. But you can use your dining at places like I mentioned earlier, like Mr. Chips, or places like Chick-fil-A, Qdoba, all those types of places. But then I realized personally, I'm a Starbucks gal. I would go get coffee more than I would like to admit. And so my dining kind of it went away. So my sophomore year, I switched to the 11 punches. I think at the time it was 500 dining, which I found more convenient because then I could use more dining than my punches. And it kind of just was like how, you feel it out after. I say start with the 14, see what you feel, and then I also know that they've changed a little bit since I've been on campus, but I say start with the 14, see how it is, and if you feel like you're using more or less or the punches, then go from there.
All right, anyone else want to add to the meal plan?
I can jump in a little bit on that. I totally agree with the dining dollars. I've really utilized them a lot this year. We have a robot system on campus, and living on campus, I find myself ordering Dunkin' because I'm a Dunkin' person. Sorry, Kayla. I'm a Dunkin' Donuts fan. So I find myself ordering coffee way too often. It's really convenient if I don't have time to go somewhere and pick something up. But I love eating on campus. So I'll go grab something, take it back to my room if I need to. I also love utilizing our all-you-can-eat dining spaces like D Hall and E Hall. It's just so many dining options on campus. I think being able to utilize your meal plan to the fullest is really, really useful.
Great. All right, and I'm going to change plans. We're going to put you all on the spot in order. Kayla, Emily, Becky, Adam, Josie, your favorite off-campus place to eat, and then your favorite on-campus place to eat. Okay, and we're starting now. So Kayla, you're up.
Okay, favorite off-campus place, I would have to say when I'm feeling really treat myself is Jimmy Madison's. It's kind of like an all American type food, but it's all really, really good. Once you're 21, they also have a whiskey bar, so I feel like it's just good snacks, good food all around. Favorite place on campus, I would have to say is E Hall on Thursdays. Chicken Nugget Thursday, I will recommend that. That will be my dying breath is Chicken Nugget Thursdays. They taste like McNuggets, and it's basically unlimited because it's just at E Hall, so you can just keep going and making laps of chicken nuggets. Yeah, that will be my dying breath is Chicken Nugget Thursday.
Kayla, apparently we are the same person because I was also going to say Jimmy Madison's, but I was going to say it for the chicken and waffle sandwich because I could eat 17 of those. They used to have it. I'm sure they still do. But I was also going to say Magpie downtown because they have great brunch and I could eat there every single weekend if I wanted to. It's amazing. 10 out of 10. And then I was also going to say E Hall for the chicken nuggets, but I'll mix it up and say Buffalo Mash Fridays at D Hall. Literally the best thing ever. It sounds wild. It's literally mashed potatoes with chicken fingers and buffalo and ranch on top of it. Sounds weird, but don't knock it till you try it. It's the best thing ever.
So mine is not quite downtown, but it's local. It's called McAdoo's, and the variety there, I don't even know what to call it, but there's so much variety. You got to check it out. Look at the menu. It's crazy. They have 30 sandwiches. And then my favorite on-campus place, I like going to Festival because there's tons of options. It's a little food court style situation. So I always go in there and I'm I think I want this one thing, but then I don't end up wanting that and I want something else. And there's also grab and go options, which is really nice.
my favorite off-campus eats, also not downtown, but on South Main, Babylon. It's a great little Middle Eastern market with get the 4 beef kebab with bread and rice. Your life will be changed. On campus, my favorite place to eat on campus was Madison Grill. It was in Madison, great place. Dr. Miller personally took away Madison Grill from me, so I can't go there anymore. But Market 64 right now, I grab the Smoky Mac Bowl with pulled pork and Chipotle mayo. Great food there, but I don't know if it'll ever top Madison Grill.
Off campus, I'm gonna say my favorite place is Capital Ale. It's like a little fancier bar and grill type food. You definitely take your parents there when they come to visit. Have them buy you a meal, but their appetizer pretzel is so good. And for on campus, I'm gonna say my favorite is Festival because they have this really good like spicy tofu that you can get with noodles or rice, and that's my comfort food.
So can we stay with you to answer Isabella's question about counseling center, and is counseling center free for students?
Yep, counseling center is totally free. Since we have so many students, you can't always get extended care, but for 1 semester or 2 semesters, they're really awesome. They have both group and individual therapy sessions that you can go to for counseling if you ever feel too stressed out at school or anything. Something that I loved when I used it, and I would recommend it to anyone.
All right, we're going to do some residence hall stuff here. So first, I'm going to have Adam do the first one and then Emily do the second one. So Adam, you're going to do from Zach, what are the perks of being an RA? Do you get paid? If so, how much do you get paid to be an RA? And then Emily, you're going to take the policy on visiting people in other residence halls. And that'll be for the fall, which will be post-COVID. So go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, so cool enough. I've actually got our little RA pay thing pulled up right here. So yeah, you do get paid. You make about $490 per month your first year as an RA, and then you get a raise moving forward every year that you're an RA after that. Additionally, you get a $1,000 room rent reduction each semester. So total for the year, about $2,000 taken off your room rent. And that's a single room as well. So you've got the whole space instead of just half the space. And then you also get a $100 laundry stipend each semester, which I will tell you from experience helps a lot, like a lot, especially if you do extra stuff, like if you're a big worker outer or like me, or you're in the Army, always getting uniforms dirty and stuff. That $100 laundry stipend, that is a huge help. So yeah, you do get paid, you get a reduction from your room rent, and then you get that laundry stipend as well, which is a huge help. So yeah, that's the RA benefits right there, and the friendship you make along the way.
Right. Emily?
Yeah, to answer the question regarding visiting people in other dorms, currently we have a no guest policy, so other dorms can't visit each other. However, in the fall, as we transition more to in-person classes and things start to open up a little bit more on campus, I'm sure that we will drop that. You'll be able to see other people. One of my favorite things is being able to see the other halls when I was a first year, because it was sort of fun to see where everybody else was living, getting to experience what they were going through and their different experiences, because I lived in Bluestone, but I had a lot of friends that lived in the village, so I would go hang out in their suites, watch movies, things of that sort. It was also fun because some of my friends brought me to their programs that their RAs would put on, so I would get to go experience that and see some of the friends on their hall. So yeah, right now we technically don't have a guest policy. We have a no guest policy, but in the next semester we'll most likely change that up and have a different type of guest. We won't have that kind of policy most likely. I'm not positive, but I'm just going to say that right now.
Yeah, I'm confident that you'll be able to visit other people in halls in the fall. It is also interesting that of everyone we have on here, no one had lived in the village. Oh, you did? Okay, I missed that. All right, so then Penny wants to know about grocery stores. So Becky, why don't you start, and then Kayla, you can add on about food, accessing groceries, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I said I lived in the village. I was an RA in the village. But anyways, for grocery stores, so there's like your generic, like your like Walmart and your Target if you need like the groceries and like the other jazz. There's probably a dozen grocery stores. There's a bunch of Food Lions. I love Aldi. I'm a big Aldi fan. There's an Aldi here. There's like a Martin's, a Kroger. It's all here. And then we also have a mall, which is nice. So like if you need like other things, you need like clothing items, you just want to go for like a little Bath and Body Works trip. I don't know, I do that sometimes. There's a mall, so you can do all that, and there's buses that take you there.
So I have 2.5 recs. Down on West Market Street, there is a international grocery store called Food Max International. Slabs. They have all the exotic fruit. If you want fancy ramen, they have it. It's like my favorite place to go shop when I want something to like treat myself with. It's just fun to like look around at all this stuff because half of it's in a language that you probably can't read, and so it's just like, well, this looks good, so I'm just gonna take it home. So I love shopping there. Also on off campus and near downtown, we have a farmers market every Tuesday and Saturday, I believe. And they do all the fresh fruits and all types of like random vendors, all that kind of stuff is there. But we also have one on campus on Wednesdays when the weather is nice. And the other day I went there and got some really nice focaccia bread and bought a plant. Like just like random stuff. Like I love it there. So those are my food recs.
And Adam noted too, we also have a co-op downtown. I think of it as the place next to Klein's because I'm a Klein's person too. But the co-op's really great as well. So there are a lot of different places to get different foods. So we're going to pause here and do our final question. But also, if there's anything else comes to mind later, you can email admissions@jmu.edu and we'll get you answers. So we're going to go way, way back to the beginning here when Jackson wanted to know sort of why JMU. So what I'm going to do is have each of you answer sort of why JMU, why'd you pick this? If you have a JMU moment, JMU story when you knew it was the place, whatever that might be. And we're going to do reverse order of how we've done everything else. So Kayla's going to bring it home. So Josie, you're up first.
When I was a senior in high school, I had known about JMU and been to JMU a lot of times because the Marching Royal Dukes hold a band competition at JMU and that my high school competed in every year. So it had been on my radar for a really long time. And when it came down to 2 schools that I was deciding between, my mom just drove me down 2 hours away just so I could step on campus and feel how I felt in this campus. And as soon as we walked out onto the quad, I knew it. It was a really nice day out. Everyone was running around on the quad and smiling, and it felt so right. It was just a gut feeling that like I had to be here.
So story time. My mom went to JMU for like a semester back in the day, back in the 90s. She's in a rocking chair now. But
Hey, easy.
So my mom went to JMU for like a semester back in the day, and then she ran into this, some dire financial straits. So high school rolls around, and the high school rolls around for me, and I'm like, I didn't even think I'd go to college. I guess I'll apply to JMU. It's a school. It's in Virginia. I've got in-state tuition. So day of my tour rolls around, and we're driving, and it's like, whoa, like 2 hours from now. Mom is like, hey, I went here for a little bit. I feel like we should be there by now. My dad's like, no, we've still got like 2 hours left. So it turns out dad put Harrisburg, Pennsylvania in instead of Harrisonburg, Virginia. So that's a whole thing. We turn around, we make it to Harrisonburg. I think I missed my tour. We roll up, we're like nowhere is really open for breakfast anymore. So we're looking for lunch, and we find this food truck. At the time, Grilled Cheese Mania is a food truck, not an actual shop. We roll up, I get this like pizza style grilled cheese. I'm sitting there, I'm eating it. I'm like, whoa, everything's okay. It's all good. Missed my tour, whatever. Almost went to Pennsylvania, whatever. I'm fine here. This is great grilled cheese. And I think I can see myself eating this grilled cheese for the next 4 years. So that was kind of my moment, like really seeing myself here eating grilled cheese off campus in a way that I hadn't really seen myself anywhere else. And for me, that's everything. Like seeing a future somewhere, seeing a place that I can build a lot of value and that can add a lot of value to my life is everything for me. And sitting there eating grilled cheese after I missed my JMU tour because we were going to Pennsylvania was that moment for me.
I love it.
I don't know if I can top the grilled cheese story, y'all. But I, like Josie, am also a big marching band nerd, so I only applied to schools that had marching bands because I knew I wanted to do marching band in college. And then I had it down to 2, and I was like, okay, I really don't know which one. I kind of had my heart set on the other one. I'm not going to lie to you. And then I toured here and there in the same day. And I toured there first, and even the weather was not playing with us. Like, it was like windy, it was chilly, like it was not great. Tour wasn't super great. And then I came here and like the clouds parted, the sun rays were hitting, like birds were chirping. The tour was fantastic. Everybody was so welcoming, and not just like my tour guides, but everybody else on campus was like saying, hey, trying to engage in conversation, like doing the whole like, come to JMU. And I got in the car and my mom was like, oh, you're sold, aren't you? And I was like, oh, yep, it's it. Like, I'm committing tonight. And I did.
I'm a little bit different from everybody because I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure where I was going to go. I was a senior in high school, and I had applied to practically every in-state Virginia school that you could apply to. JMU was definitely one of my tops because I wanted to go here for the teacher education program that I'm currently in now. But it came down to it, and I was like, you know what? I could see myself here. And even coming on campus as a first year, I was scared. I was like, I don't know. I'm really worried. And I found my fit. I really was able to come and join a couple clubs, join a couple organizations. And by the end of that first semester, I was like, this is it. I love it here. I love the people. I love the community. But coming into this decision, it's scary. It's a hard decision to make. I'm really indecisive. I am the most indecisive person on the face of the earth. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it because there was just something about it. And I was like, I feel like this is going to be my place. I'm going to try my best. And I'm so glad I came here. There was no other place that I could have wanted to go. It's beautiful. The campus is amazing. Students are incredible. And the students are what really made it for me, is being able to have people encourage me to go here. When I finally came here and I was able to get involved in different organizations, people were just so welcoming to me. And that was what really sold it for me.
Yeah, so I'm very similar to Emily. Wow, we're learning so much about each other today. We're the same person. I'm also very indecisive. In the sense that I applied to 10 schools because I'm literally insane. And it came down to, for me, like, I was like, well, I'm going to apply to JMU. It was like one big school, and the rest of them I applied to were really small. And I was like, I don't really know what a big school vibe is like, so I guess I should come visit. Well, I never intentionally planned on coming to visit JMU, so I ended up visiting a school that was very nearby. That was like my cheapest option. I was like, let me go see. The second I got out the car to go to that school, I hated it. Finished the tour just because we had signed up for it. I wanted the free food out of it. I was like, but then the food also sucked. And I was like, this just isn't the vibe. So my mom was like, well, one of our friends goes to JMU. Let's call him. Like, we're already 15 minutes down the road. We might as well. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, I want to see the big school. Let's go. Went up the road, met him, got better food because, like I said, the other food was terrible. And we're just talking, and he walked us around campus, and it was almost like say yes to the dress. Like, you try on a couple dresses, like you go on a couple tours, and like you're like, oh, I'm waiting for like that feeling. And JMU, like, I don't know, it was like a feeling, and it sounds weird, but like, because everyone says it, but it really is like, I don't know, it's like a weird, warm, fuzzy feeling about like the community is good, the area is like really nice, and I don't know, it just was like a weird feeling, and I got it, and I was like, well, I guess this is it. And that was that. I sent in my deposit, I think, the last day I could, because I'm indecisive, but like I was like, it feels right, like I feel like something's off, but it wasn't. I sent in afterwards, I was like, yeah, I made the right choice, and I came, and yeah, that was it. I love it here.
I love it. So as you can see, there are a lot of different sort of stories. I know for mine, I was not sold on JMU until about the third week I was already here. I was like, I don't really know. I also came here on crutches because I had torn my ACL at the end of senior year, so I couldn't do marching band even though I was a tuba major. So I think for all of us, what you're seeing is everyone's story looks different. And some people have the lightning strikes, the clouds part, and the sun shines down on the moment. Some of us have I'll go there and then we'll see. And then since I came back here now, 18 years after finishing, said something. And I do think JMU is that place that gets under your skin, whether it's through grilled cheese or something else. It sort of gets with you. But I hope this was helpful to everyone. I always love being with students in these types of panels and having these moments. Also appreciate Jackson giving us the Band Nerds Represent shout out. A lot of band folks on this call today. So yeah, we're excited. If we can do anything to answer any questions, my email also is millertm@jmu.edu. So any students who have a question, feel free to reach out to me directly. We'd love to answer whatever questions you have. Also, if you're looking for a tour, Kayla and I are doing a bunch of tours for students lately. So we'd love to have you. Thanks for spending the time with us today. Good luck with this important choice, but hopefully we've made it easier today. Thanks to our panel, and we'll see you all soon on campus. So take care and have a great day.